Hello, Josh. Welcome to our channel. You're the Assistant Vice President of Sales of Noble Gold, and I am excited to have you. St. Petersburg, 20 years ago, was in St. Petersburg, Russia, was working on a gold and silver exchange and a monetary system on 200 acres that I got a tour of. Actually, what they did is they drove by it and said, see, there's the land. So now they're building this exchange in St. Petersburg that's handling gold. Now we've got the SWIFT system for the West and the CIPS system for the East. But how is this Russian IEET, I can't find the abbreviation, but how is this going to affect the price of gold and silver?
Well, I mean, it's a way that Russia is trying to bypass the Western sanctions on precious metals, right?
Okay.
And Russia really wants to, welcome as much gold and silver being traded in their country as possible. I mean, there's only benefits that occur from that.
Yeah, so, people in Moscow buy gold and silver like crazy.
Like crazy, yeah, that's exactly right. And they want that gold to stay in Moscow. They don't want it in London. They don't want it in New York.
No.
They want it in Russia.
Every time they have a war, their banks go polluting.
That's right. They want to have the physical possession of their metals, just like everybody else. So
correct.
That's part of it. I think another part of it is that we've seen, especially with the lease rates, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about that, and where we're seeing, there were planes filled up with hundreds of millions of ounces of silver being flown from one exchange to another because there was a $3 per ounce juice on silver because they didn't have the physical metal, so they were actually paying you were making $3 an ounce going from one exchange to another. It's arbitrage, and all of the silver left, all that physical silver left the one that wasn't the exchange that wasn't paying and flooded into the exchange that was paying. and all of that gold and silver left. So I think that's exactly what Russia's playing. I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to offer a premium on the metals, and we're going to see other exchanges flooding those metals into the Russia exchange to capitalize on that arbitrage situation.
So, despite all this garbage that we're hearing on the news, when it comes to gold and silver, there ain't no sanctions on that.
No, and we're seeing, all these other countries are doing the same thing. Like they're getting rid of their sanctions. They're getting rid of the a lot of states are getting rid of the sales tax on bullion, right? So the beautiful state of Texas, where I live, we don't have any sales tax when you're buying and selling gold and silver bullion. Okay, and Utah has taken a step in that direction. Florida, we're seeing South Dakota, we're seeing a lot of Arizona. We're seeing a lot of different states take that direction, which is very great, right? I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense. You work, you get paid in U.S. dollars. I convert that as soon as I get paid into gold and silver, into real money.
Right.
And then when I want to have access to that money or spend that money, I shouldn't have to pay a capital gains tax on the difference between what I paid for the gold and what I sold it at, right? Because the government's devaluing our currency, right?
That's
correct. I shouldn't be penalized for that, and I don't think it's right.
Well, that's why you start.
States are going in that direction.
That's why you start a nonprofit corporation and put it in the coffers of the nonprofit corporation. You don't get taxed when you do that.
That's exactly right. And that's one of the tax advantages that wealthy people and organizations use to take advantage of it.
Well, we have a nonprofit. We ain't wealthy, but we bought into it. We bought a nonprofit and then continued it.
Yes.
They're going to try and add those taxes to our gold and silver here very soon. So we just buy it in the name of the nonprofit, and we don't pay any taxes.
I love that.
So you're going to see silver and gold do a lot of tremendous and amazing things when this St. Petersburg IEETA gets, there's an abbreviation for it. If I say it, everybody will go, huh?
Yes.
I did. I read that, and I went, International Emergency Economic Binary 2 billion. No, that's the wrong one. Anyway, I don't know. It's in St. Petersburg, and it's a gold exchange.
The St. Petersburg exchange. It's SPBEX. It was SP. S as in Sam, P as in Paul, B as in boy, E as in Edward, X as in Xavier.
You can't find that on Google or Opera.
I don't want you to find it, right? I mean,
no.
I remember buying a Russian oil stock when the price of oil went negative.
Okay.
It was in 2022. And the stock shot up like crazy, and I couldn't sell it on Fidelity.
No.
And now it's completely disappeared. It's taken off the exchanges, and all my money was wiped away. Right? I mean, it's gone.
BlackRock owns
Here,
all the
here we
oil.
go.
BlackRock owns all the oil companies, except it doesn't own the 2 Russian oil companies. So the sanctions on the Russian oil company have nothing to do with the Ukraine. It has only to do with the CIA and BlackRock. And so the lawsuit,
leveraging back BlackRock's position,
huh?
so they can leverage BlackRock's position.
Well, I'd like to go in there and beat the tar out of the director Larry Fink and say stop playing games, but I'm not allowed to beat up Larry Fink.
Well, people need to start voting with their dollars, right? If they're
Yes.
tired of BlackRock, they need to stop investing in BlackRock products. They need to stop keeping their money at BlackRock entities, right?
So get out of Fortune 500.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, you don't like BlackRock? Get the heck out of BlackRock and buy gold and silver. Because
right. Don't own their stock anymore, right? Get out of their stock and put it in gold and silver. I mean, that's the ultimate turning your nose up at the system, right? Is when you put it in gold and silver. It takes it out of their system that they can multiply it and borrow it and lend against it, right? It takes that out of the system. You can't do that anymore.
No.
So if everybody did that, not only would the price skyrocket, but it would take the leverage and the power that these banks and these corporations and these countries have against us.
That's correct. That is absolutely correct. I'm going to let you go, Josh. This is a short video. I just wanted to ask you about the St. Petersburg. I want to thank you very much. And I think that you may find your stock coming back in vogue. I
Absolutely.
think that this whole thing with Russia was given the right-hand part of the Ukraine, and Poland was given some. It's all preset. This is all a game they're playing, and I think when the game is over, you'll get your stock back. Because I don't see
We'll
them.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, we
We'll
have
see.
a.
I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath.
We have a
Absolutely, though, like when I make investments out there, right? It was a small position. It wasn't going to make or break me, right? It's not like my gold and silver position.
That's right.
If it makes you feel any better, we have 100 shares of Standard Oil stock. What, from 1910?
Well, it was my grandmother's, yeah.
And they won't honor it
Great-grandmother.
because it's a physical stock, and they say it's too old to honor. Well, how do you tell somebody?
Yeah, we went to the Securities and Exchange, and the guy says, "Wow, this is really cool. I've never seen anything this old."
And they couldn't reference it.
Nope, couldn't
Well,
reference before they even kept records.
It says it was a company that was bought by somebody that was bought by somebody that was bought by Standard Oil, and it says clearly the stock's on it, and they won't honor it because they say
won't
it's
honor
too
it, no.
old. How do you have stocks that they won't honor? I've got a bond from Austria that they won't honor because they say it's too old. And
Yeah, well,
Austria,
I mean, that's par for the course. That's
Yes.
why you don't invest in those assets.
There you
right?
go.
That's why if you're holding gold and silver, it was 40 years ago. The only thing that would be different today is the value on it. Right?
Correct.
That's correct.
Nothing else changes.
So we buy gold and silver because we don't have bond companies and stock companies saying, well, that bond is 20 years old. Or we bought some Russian rubles and the bank wouldn't take them back a year later. They said they're too old. I said, well, you sold them to me.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Forget it.
This is the
that's
perfect
exactly
opportunity to buy the dip.
Buy the
Yes.
dip.
Yeah, this is it. If I had a bell on my desk here, I'd
Yep.
be ringing it.
Yep,
right? I
this
mean,
is it.
This is a gift. It's not going to stay here for long.
No, I
Right
don't
now,
think so
as we
either.
speak, we have gold just under 4,000, and we have silver under 50.
Yeah,
This is your
that's
chance.
amazing.
That's amazing. Well, we'll let you go, Josh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, I love our conversation.
I do too.
If you guys have any questions, you guys let me know.
Okay.
Same thing with your great listeners.
All right.
I always love going on your show.
Thank you so much.
And
Yeah,
we're gonna